Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're heading up to the barn to start a new project. I know I'm already in the middle of a couple projects, but this one is just taking priority. So we have a lot of birds up here at the barn right now. We just moved the replacement flock into the barn with all the main flock chickens. And we also have mumbles in the duck flock and the new ducklings in the bird box that are getting bigger. As well as way out in the pasture, we have the meat turkey getting bigger, and they would like a little bubble pasture as well. So today we're gonna be working on making the temporary bubble pasture permanent. But yesterday in preparation, I drilled some holes where I'm gonna be setting some posts. I'm gonna be setting some of these posts in the ground, and then I'm gonna be stretching the fence around it like a temporary bubble pasture again, because I don't have all the posts to be setting through the middle yet. I have two long 6x6s up in the barn that I'm gonna cut in half and give myself 4 posts. And then I also have 6 landscape timbers that I already have stained up in the barn. And my brother also dropped off some of the extra posts that he had it from doing his pasture. He made them out of some fallen trees off of the property. What are you doing, Lucy? Are you gonna be laying a white egg with those ears? Some people say the ear on the chicken will tell you the color of the egg. She's got a real colorful ear on her. Huh, ladies? I just picked up a bunch of feed, so we're gonna get this loaded in, and I also have a bunch of water up here because we haven't been getting rain. So it's been about a week without rain, and it's gonna be another week before we see rain again. Hey ladies, what are y'all doing in here? Puppy, you were ready to go into that corner. You're hunting something. Get those mice. What are you doing, little Roo? You being nice, Sammy? Ladies, why are you all inside here? Oh, hey Rooster, what are you doing in here? You guys are all up on your perch. You're supposed to be outside foraging. Turkey, why are you in the window, bud? You eating spiders out of the ceiling. There aren't any cobwebs up by you, huh? That's nice. It's a nice turkey feature, huh? So I'm gonna be clipping these turkeys' wings before we get them out into their new pen. But for now, I think they're gonna stay in here, huh guys? And I think they are starting to show where we have 2 males and 1 female, which isn't what I wanted. Hey Wilbur. Hey Charlotte. Yeah, you two have not been helping with my water crisis. Wilbur's been dumping his water ever since we got our last rain. He just keeps dumping all the water out. I'd change out their water, and before I even got out of the barn, I'd hear a big swoosh of all the water just dumping out onto the floor, and Wilbur standing there being all happy. He likes to roll in the water and cool down, but it makes a mess inside the barn. Huh, bud? So I gotta get them water. I've been giving them just little bits of water, maybe a gallon or 2 at a time instead of a full 5-gallon bucket. Because I just can't waste that much water right now. I'm gonna need this, girl. Excuse me. Coming in, Charlotte. Back it up, back it up. Wilbur, don't be a prick here. There you go. Fresh water, don't be mean. Don't tip it over either. Coming in, coming in. And I am mixing in some black oil sunflower seeds with all the bird food, as well as some scratch grain as well. And I don't really mix it all the way down in. I just mix in a nice top layer here, and then once I get through it to where I'm not really seeing a lot of scratch or sunflower anymore, I just dump it back in and remix it. Come on, ladies. Come on, come on. So I made the chickens a new feeder recently. Just a big tube. It's the one that I used to have in the chicken tractor, but the turkey are just too big for it. They're just destroying it. So I made a couple cross braces from some scrap wood. Stood it up there, screwed it in, and now I can feed all the chickens. Since I have both flocks together, they needed a lot more space. Huh, Rita? How you doing, girl? So Rita had an adventure with all the other ducks. Every so often I'll let the ducks out to the pond in the field so they can swim and get to know each other a little bit better. And Rita goes out with them whenever I let them. Hey, Gina, what are you doing? And I take Rita out there with them whenever I do that. And then one time after bringing them in, I noticed Rita was inside the duck pen, ready to go to sleep with them inside the house. So I was thinking maybe after 3 months of them living next to each other in the fences here, they got to know each other well enough to allow her in there. And they did. She went in there and slept all night, and I got them out the next morning. She was okay. I didn't see anything wrong with her. It didn't seem like they picked on her, but whenever I went to put them away the next night, Rita was back inside her pen here, and she went right inside the barn like she normally does to go sleep with the chickens. So Rita did try it. She was a duck for a whole day, but I think she likes being a chicken a little bit better, or she just likes sleeping in a little bit more open space inside the barn than the tiny little duck house. I do have some additions planned for that duck house, so make sure you subscribe down below. We'll be getting to those soon. Hey, little mini Dot, you laying an egg? You lay me little tiny eggs still. You're a big chicken. You should be laying full-size eggs. We have little chickens over here, huh? Huh, pigs? No eating chickens, pigs. Your predecessors were bad about that. Coming in, pigs. Coming in. Where's your bowl? Oh, here it is. Excuse me, pigs. Hold on. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Coming through. Coming through, Charlotte. Right behind you, girl. Get your foot out of the bowl. There you go. Oh, you go eat. You go eat. I'm just getting a camera angle. What are you doing in there, Pop? What are you doing? Now we're heading out to the turkey out in the pasture, and if you've been watching, you know we have to drop the bubble fence now. This fence isn't secured to anything. I just have it propped up here with some posts and leaning pipe, and it's just hooked, so I have to drop it down, and it all falls down, and now all the birds are free ranging, which I don't really like that. Any neighborhood dogs or any predator can easily get through that bubble fence during the day while I'm at work. So today I'm really gonna work on trying to get that up and secured. Hey, turkey. You're getting so big. Someone ended up commenting about the turkey about whenever they were a lot younger that they were a real calm meat turkey. That's not the case anymore. They are all wild. I have to throw a handful of food in there to try and distract them so I can get them off the front so I can hurry up and pull. Come on, turkey. Oh, there we go. Good job, turkey. That was not bad. One-handed move there. All right, hold on, hold on. Whew, they're wild in there. Got your fresh, cool water too, turkey. Uh-oh, we're missing one. What's going on out here? Echo. Come on back, turkey. Come on, bud. Oh, you're the one with the nick in your head. Come on. Echo, come here. This side, come on. It's okay, bud. We'll take you home. We'll take you home. Whoa, whoa, you gotta make a turn. There you go, you found it. Good job, buddy. You can see how big these turkey are getting for this space. They get moved 3 times a day, which really helps keep the ground really fresh. And they've been doing some real good work out here on the pasture, fertilizing and mowing it as they go. But they're big enough now that I want to give them their own little bubble out here during the day. At least while I'm at home, I can keep an eye on them. I want to open up the door and give them a little bubble pasture out here with a section of fence. And then I'll still be able to lock them back up in here during the night to keep them safe, and while I'm at work, just so they don't fly over the fence or something happen to them while I'm not here. All right, turkey. We'll get you out a little bit later. I gotta get things set up, and then we might be able to get your bubble pasture going. If not today, definitely tomorrow. I'd actually like to get them turned around and do a 180 before I open up the door and set up a pasture, because I'll be able to set the pasture there for a couple days. I'm hoping that if they're not stuck inside the box all day long and they have that extra pasture to go out to, they won't burn up the ground as quick and I won't have to move the box as much. Yesterday I came out here and I started drilling some holes. This is a hole where a gate is gonna go, so I don't have to do this drop in the fence thing all the time, and I'll be able to actually swing a gate. And I did the exact same thing on the opposite side. Over here we're going to be putting another 4-foot gate, and I did do a hole and it had a nice mound on it that I'd be able to backfill with, but the chickens got to this one, they spread everything out. And then I also drilled the holes with the auger for the corner on this side, a center post right there for another gate, and then the other 3 posts for the corner on that side. So the permanent pasture out here for the birds is going to be a little bit bigger than the bubble pasture is right now, which is going to be nice. I'm also going to be splitting that in half at that middle post. So half is going to be for the ducks and waterfowl, and the other half is going to be for all the chickens. Now ladies, you're going to like this. All you chickens, you too mumbles, you're going to like this. I'm going to get you some nice open space out there. Puppy, you still working on this mouse? You are gorgeous, puppy. Yes, you are. You got some nice colors. I don't know what's back there, bud, but that's where I store all my junk, so I don't really want to pull all that out. How are you turkey doing on food? And you got some food in there, but you keep standing in your water bowl, guys. You got to stop standing in your water bowl and it won't get so filthy so quick. Yeah, I know it's you, peepers. Yeah, I know it's you. Put that snood down. What about you, girl? How you doing in here with the 2 boys? They treating you right? They better be. Sammy, what are you doing in here with all the girls? Oh, little Roo, you're in here too? Rufio. I've been actually calling this rooster Rufio, and I've been trying it out. Let me know what you think. Is that a good name for this rooster? Rufio the rooster? I like it. Ladies, you're just perched up in here chilling in the shade, aren't you? We got all 3 roosters inside here. So far the roosters are being nice enough. They're not trying to attack me or Echo Pup, but they are starting to try and peck at the ladies and try and get on top of them. So that's good news. Hopefully we're going to be able to breed some chickens next year. Let me get that water, turkey. Get you all freshened up. You don't even just stand in it. You poop directly in it. That's not cool. That's why I have a waste bucket inside the barn so I can easily dump, scoop and rinse, and fill. Easy, easy. Don't spill it. You gotta look at the rim of the container if you don't want to spill it. That's the trick. There you go, Turks. Fresh water. Nice and clean. Hey, Green Queen, where do you think you're going? You're just hopping right out here. Lady, you free ranging today. You think says Sedgwick can do it, you can do it, huh? Grab another bucket of water and then hit, oh crap, hate when that happens. Got these plastic bucket handles. Ugh. All right, to the bird box, puppy. Alright, well today we're actually going to be turning the bird box around, so we got to do a 180, ducks. We're out of grass. We got filthy water in here. I've just been using this tote without the lid just to let them get inside the water. Give them a little bit more space in the bowl. You're out of food. And you pooped in your bowl. I need you on this side so you can spook the duck. Come on. Watch your toes. That'll do, ducks. right, ducks. And that's one thing that I'll be able to change once I get this fence permanently in the ground and a little bit bigger space. I'm going to bring in the bird box inside the pen. That way during the day I can open up that bird box and the ducks can run free with all the other birds and all the other ducks. But since I don't have enough space for them in the duck house at night, I'll still be able to put them back in the bird box for safety at night. Hump up. Green Queen, did you mean to come outside or are you trying to get back in? Come here, girl. Come here. See, that's what's nice about... Oh, Green Queen, don't make me a liar. Ooh, girl. There, did you want outside or did you want inside? You're inside now. And I did have to pick up another roll of fencing just to make sure I have enough fence to do the permanent pasture here and give the turkeys a bubble. And my brother's making a pasture up at his house for the cattle that he's going to be getting. And this was the extra scrap piece that he had. It's smaller at the bottom and then bigger at the top. So I'll be able to put this on gates or use it in some smaller areas. So I like having material available to me. I always end up using it. All right, well, we got the barn turned over for the afternoon. I got to do that every day after work before I start any of my projects. And this isn't a small project, so it's probably going to take more than one day. I already have it started with yesterday's work of getting the holes drilled, but now I need to get the posts set, at least in the corners, and then I probably won't get all the middle posts set yet. I'll just put the bubble fence back up on those corner posts and give that a lot of extra strength. And I'd like to be up there working on the turkey hut so I can get the breeder turkey back in there into their new pen so the goats have some neighbors. But I think something that's taken priority is this pasture to get the birds some more space. Not only the ducklings in the bird box, but also the meat turkey out in the pasture. Today I want to try and get posts in all the holes that I drilled yesterday. The gate post next to the barn as well as the corner post out here. And then I'll be able to wrap that bubble fence back around all those posts and still give the chickens their pasture without having to use all these weak leaning T-posts and boards and pipes that I'm using right now. And it won't be a permanent bubble yet because I still need to get all the middle posts in, but I'll be able to use this new roll of fencing to stretch it out around to each corner and back and still give the chickens their pasture, and I'll know exactly how much fence I'm going to end up needing. And then these smaller pieces that I already have stretched out, I'll be able to send out to the turkey tractor and give them their own little pasture. So we're gonna go grab something to eat and then we're gonna come out and start setting some posts. Instead of using those 6x6s I pulled out of the back of the barn for the corner posts, I think I'm going to use those as my gate posts. And I have these big tree trunks that my brother dropped off from using for his pasture. He had some extras that he cut down in the woods. I have 5 of these trunks that I can use as solid corner posts. And this looks to be the skinniest one, and I'm making my weakest corner post now. So I think I'm going to use that one and save these for the longer runs. So my hole on the corner is 2 foot deep, and then these 2 corner posts that are going to be supporting it are actually a little bit deeper. I think this one's 28 inches and this one's 30. I don't think it's going to hurt having them a little bit deeper, but I might have to trim the tops to make them look right. But this hole is just a little bit bigger than the size of that tree trunk. So we're going to try and fit it in there and then pack it in nice and tight. Definitely going to be trimming this down though. Hey, what are you doing in here, Mumbles? The gate is down. You can run right out into the fresh open field. You can even go down all the way to the pond. What are you doing in here, Mumbles? Chickens, don't you know you're free ranging? Oh, we have a limping Dot now. Dot, what are you doing? I know we have a limping Bonnie, one of the Buff Orpington yellow ones, but now it looks like we have a limping Dot. I'm gonna have to check her foot out. Well, now the easy part is done and all the posts are set in the holes. Now we just gotta pack them in nice and tight and plumb. I say we, but I'm really the only one out here doing it. Echo Pup's in the shade taking a break. It looks like the birds kicked away some of my soil, so I don't really have enough to finish the post pounding in on this one, but it is the post going in for the gate going out to the pasture. So it's gonna be really nice to get this one in. I got some of the posts in, but I'm running out of time, so we're probably gonna have to extend this video into tomorrow. Sedgwig, you helping out here? You helping us set in some posts, girl? Thank you. What do we have, Pop? Gina and Bonnie over by the pond. We got chicken over here in the pasture and a mini Dot. And it looks like we have a bunch of chickens over at the compost too. So the chickens finally found the fence that was down and they're starting to escape. So I got this corner set with the 3 posts and they're all pounded into place. They do work and they are straight. It doesn't really look like it's straight with the duck pen up there, but the duck pen comes at an angle and then I wanted to bring it out straight and square with the barn. This corner over here I did get pounded in place as well, but I do have to switch this one post because I didn't account for the thickness of the tree trunk. So this post is actually on the inside of this tree trunk and the fence will have to bend. So I am gonna have to bring this post out a little bit to get it to line up with the front fence. Echo, we got a new load of pallets we gotta unload. Chickens, goats, hey goats, what are you guys doing back here? You guys finished your sunflowers. Yeah, you stripped them clean, didn't you, goats? All right, we got them all unloaded and now we have a lot of material up here. I'm gonna be breaking down these pallets and using a lot of that for the siding of the new turkey hut. But the sun's going down, it's dinner time. So I'm gonna have to clean up some things, eat dinner, and then we're gonna be closing up the barn. So I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow, huh, goats? And it's 2 days later. I didn't have any time to do any filming yesterday, but I did get up here and do a little bit of work. I finished up the gate post on the far side. I got this gate post in on this side, and I straightened out the one corner post that I had misaligned. I also got my 6x6s cut to length. They were 14 feet long, so I just cut them in half at 7 feet. Which I think is still going to work out fine for the gate that I'm going to be putting up, which I think is going to be the same as these red metal pipe gates, and they're going to be 5 feet. And then I grabbed this post from the shed that I was using in my pergola to help hold up the silver lace arch, but we don't need that anymore, so now I'm going to be using that up here. It's not quite 8 feet like the rest of the posts that I have. It's about 6'8", so I'm still going to set it in 2 feet. And it's going to be sitting next to this one, so they're going to be roughly the same height. It's still going to be in the ground 2 feet and have the same amount of support. And then to finish off this row, I'm going to need to use one of my metal T-posts. So once I get those posts in, this whole side will be complete. I'll be able to stretch the fence and mount the gate. And then this whole side will be done, and I'll be able to come around to the front where I have a few big posts laying out. I think I'm going to do either a 6 or an 8 foot gate span here, one for each pen, and then use this big log here as a center post. I don't know how long the video is getting right now, but I am going to try and get this one side up, and we'll see if we can get the fence stretched around and bring the ducklings inside the bubble. These ones. I got the measuring wheel out, and I think I have it all laid out with the flags where I need to set my post. I just have to drill with the auger and then set the post. It's a little bit after noon and the humidity is well over 80 today, and we're going to have a high at 90, so it's a perfect day to be working outside. And if you look at the fence post with the barn, I think they're lined up pretty good. I'll take that. One thing I need to do is make sure the gate that I'm planning on using is actually 14 feet. Hey goats, I gotta measure a gate up here. We'll measure from that bolt, but the whole thing is gonna be 2.5 inches longer. Ooh, so that's gonna be just under 14 feet. I better take this down there so I can actually fit it in place. I'll flop, flip, flop, flippity flop. All right, well, that's where it's gonna go. All right, I'm thinking this is actually gonna work with the 6x6s since they're a little bit wider. I think they're gonna make up that little bit of difference with this being just under 14 feet. I want the gate on this side so we'll be able to open it up and back easily straight into that gate and be able to unload and load the pigs, as well as if I need to get the lawnmower in there to trim down the pasture too. And then I want to put the 4-foot one here so I can get the wheelbarrow in and out whenever I'm cleaning out the pens. Wow, did I underestimate how much work this was going to take. I thought I was going to get this project done the first day that I started it, but then once I got into it, I didn't want to just stop. Oh, Pop, you all hot. You've been helping, huh? Got all the chickens out here helping, as well as Mumbles in the duck flock. And then right beside me over there is all the little ducklings making noise. And Sedgwick came out here to the compost to get the afternoon shift. She's working on getting the bugs out of the compost, but I did get this whole side of the pen posted in. This first gap here, I'm going to be making a 4-foot gate for it. And then we're going to be cross bracing these 2 posts to support that post that's going to be swinging the gate. We have these 6x6s on both sides of this 14-foot gate, and they're super solid. You don't even move these. They're 2 feet in the ground, and they're going to be easily holding this gate up. But I am going to be cross bracing it to this post also, just be holding the weight as it swings on one post. And then to finish off the gap, I ran out of wooden posts, but I had this good old T-post, and this is going to hold the fence just fine. So I hammered that in with the sledge, and now we are solid all the way across this side of the pen. Hey ducklings. Coming around to the front, I have 3 more posts that I can set in. I have 2 6x6s and 1 log from a pine tree. The big log is going to go in the center. It's not quite center. The ducks are going to get 40 feet and the chickens are going to get 32 feet. And I'm going to split it right down the middle-ish. That's going to be the dividing section of the 2 pens, and it's going to go straight into the barn. And the chickens are going to get the 32 feet on the right side and the ducks are going to get the 40 feet on the left. I have these 2 set at 6-foot spacing, but I think I'm going to bump them out to 8 feet so I'm still able to get the backhoe into both pens in case there's anything that we need to do with the backhoe in there. And then I'm going to make 1 more 4-foot gate over there so I can get in and out of the pasture walking out to the tractor. And then the rest is just going to get filled in with center posts. I don't think I have all the posts to do that though, so unless I find some T-posts around the property, I'm just going to have to wait until I buy some wooden posts, stain them, and then get those all set in before I can finish up this bubble. They're chasing Dot. She's got something in her mouth. What are you eating, Dot? I don't know what she has, but everybody wants it. Oh, Green Queen has one now. What are you ladies eating? I don't know what they're eating, but they're chasing each other for it. But it has been a pleasure working out here right next to the animals. I think next video we're going to be able to finish up all the fence posts around here, and then probably the video after that I'm going to be building all the gates for this area. I want to do something different for the divider gate between the duck and the chicken pen. I do all my own building here on the homestead, so sometimes I like to get creative with it. I definitely need 2 4-foot gates and 2 8-foot gates, and then the gate that's going to split the 2 pens in half, I'm going to do something a little bit different, so you're going to have to stick around for that one. What's going on in there? Rooster! You just got chased out by Dizzy. Yeah, Dizzy's not going to put up with that, buddy. You're going to have to try and get one of the other chickens. Yeah, you used to be the boss chicken, Bonnie, huh? And then Dizzy came in all young and energetic. Hi, Gina. But that's going to be all for this one. I totally overestimated how much I could get done, so we're going to have to continue this in another video. If you want to follow along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, you get a drink out of the pond? Good job. I've been putting in all my fence posts barefoot, trying to stay grounded to the earth and maybe not get as sore and inflamed. Hopefully that works. I'm Pop. You're always grounded.